For today's craft, you will need a bit of flour, a funnel, a balloon, a water bottle, and a Sharpie marker. Hello, bonjour, and tanse everyone. My name is Pearl and welcome back to another virtual Sunday school. I am so excited that you decided to join me here today because, as always, we have a wonderful story followed by a wonderful craft. Now, our story today, Jesus is going to give us a little bit of advice. He's going to talk with us and talk with his friends about love and how to love when it's a little bit tricky. So let's jump right into it. Loving is the most important thing we do, Jesus said to his friends. But who should we love? Asked Mary. Yeah, said Peter. We can't just love everybody. We can, Peter, but it's hard, said Jesus. So why don't we all sit down here in the grass and I'll tell you some things about love. Will God help us love people that are hard to love? Asked Mary. For sure, said Jesus. When someone does something you don't like, try this. Don't do or say anything for a little bit. Just breathe in and out a few times. Then in your head, ask, God, what should I do? Then breathe in and out a few more times. God will put an idea in your head, and that idea may be to go and talk it over with some people. And you know something else? Jesus looked around to his friends. When you give away lots and lots of love, you find it comes back at you. When you give love away, you always find yourself having more love than you started with. But what if they just laugh at you? Asked Peter. What if they say you're stupid and just walk away, or maybe even hit you? I didn't say it was easy, said Jesus, and it may take a long time, maybe years, but before they stop acting that way. But you keep trying over and over and over. And it's a good thing to talk to God about it in your prayers. That way you'll become a stronger person each time you show that kind of love. That was a really nice story that Jesus told us. A really, really useful one too. I'm sure we've all encountered people that are sometimes a little bit hard to love. Maybe they like arguing, or maybe they're not very good at sharing, or maybe they push you around a lot. Sometimes it's hard, but Jesus is right. We should do our best to try and love people and to breathe in and breathe out and calm down before we make any decisions. Our craft today will help us calm down, actually. They'll help us breathe and not take our anger out on other people. So let's go to the craft corner and I will show you what we are doing today. Welcome back to the craft table, everyone. Today, we are going to make a little stress ball. Now, we've been talking a little bit today about, showing love to people even when you're upset with them, or trying to make people feel good even when you don't feel good. So today we're going to make a stress ball to kind of help us calm down when we need to calm down. So I have a water bottle here. And I am going to put my funnel in my water bottle. And that's going to get us right close to the camera. And I'm going to fill my water bottle with flour. That is the first step. And it might seem like a silly step, but it will make sense as we go. Now, I probably won't need all this flour, so I can save that for something else. I'll put it aside for now. But now, after removing my funnel, we should have a water bottle, maybe about half filled with flour. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on the size of your balloon. And I know I spilled a couple times, but I'm going to leave those spills there until I'm totally done. I'll clean up right when I'm all done with things. So the next step is to blow up your balloon. And I can't do it on camera because my head shouldn't go on the craft table, but you'll probably be able to hear me blow it up. All right, so we have a balloon blown up, and this is going to be a little bit tricky. So you might want to get a parent or an older sibling like a brother or sister to help. But we're going to keep this balloon squeezed so that it doesn't let any of its air out. And we're going to put it over top of our water bottle. So we're going to take the mouth of the balloon, the end of the balloon, and we are going to put it on our water bottle. And sometimes twisting the balloon head like I've done helps a little bit. So you want it to look a little bit like that, just like so. And now, very carefully, we're going to put some flour into our balloon, and it won't come out all at once. But we're going to replace some of the air in the balloon with some flour. And that's really why we wanted to make sure we blew up the balloon first, is because you can't put flour in the balloon if there's no room. But here we have lots of room. And this is going to take a little bit. All right, so I've put all of the flour that was in this bottle into our balloon. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this pinched still. We don't want all the air to come out at once because then a whole bunch of flour will start flying out. But we want to carefully remove the bottle and then very, very slowly start to let some air out of the balloon. And you might have a couple puffs of flour as you do this, but that's okay as long as you're not spilling things everywhere. So I'm just going very slowly. I don't want it all to come out at once. And I'm going to go until there's pretty much just flour inside this balloon. A little bit of air is okay. There we go. So about there, the balloon is pretty much just flour, maybe a little bit of air. So now I'm gonna make sure there's no flour in the neck here. And this is another part that you might need someone's help with. We're just gonna tie the balloon closed. I always had trouble tying balloons closed when I was little. I'm a little better at it now, but once the balloon is all closed, you should have, well, basically a balloon full of flour, but if you squeeze it and squish it, it's a fun little stress ball. And you can squeeze it and squish it anytime you're stressed. And it can stretch a little bit, and there's flour inside, and it's super easy to make lots of them. So you can give them to your friends, you can keep some for yourself. It's really, really nice to have. And now the last step is optional, but as you all know, I love to decorate things. So I am just going to put a little face on my stress ball. Ta-da! I drew a little angry face on my stress ball to remind me that I can squeeze it anytime I'm angry or upset. And that is it. That is our craft today. That was so much fun that we had today reading that story and making our little stress ball, and he is just so fun to play with. And I know I'll use it to make sure that I don't ever let my anger go out into the world and take it out on somebody ever again, because I know I can breathe and I can play with my stress ball and just do this instead of getting angry at people. And I can spread more love. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I'm so glad that you decided to stop by. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And until next time, remember, God loves you very much. And you should love yourself too. Bye-bye.